this is Sandra from Greyd, and today I'd like to give you a comprehensive insight into working with posts and post types in Greyd.Suite. To start with, a few terminologies. Post types are different types of content on your website. For example, by default, WordPress comes with the post types pages and posts, for example, for news articles. And each post type now has up to 3 different templates. First of all, the single template, also called the post template, that defines how the individual post pages should look like. So for example, on our Greyd.Suite website, we have regular pages, and we also have a blog that displays several blog articles. And those blog articles, they all have the same structure and layout, which is defined by the single template or post template. And depending on what kind of post type you have, there are also maybe additional templates, for example, to create archives like these ones, or also for search results pages. And the last term you should know when talking about posts and post types is the post overview, which is a block that enables you to display several blog posts as an overview, as the name already indicates. So what we're going to do now is we're going through the entire process, create a custom post type and all corresponding templates and the post overview. So let's go to the Greyd.Suite backend and open the post type dashboard, and let's create a new post type that we name job ad. So I'm going to do that all in fast forward. If you want to learn it all in very much more detail, then we have a dedicated tutorial on post types in our help center. So I now just select an icon. Let's select this one. We need a content editor, no post image, nothing like that. Categories. And then we need some fields. For example, we need the contact person. We need a description. Oh no, that's a location. That's it. So now the post type is ready. And we can create posts here, for example, developer. This is the job description. Contact person is me. And location is Munich. Let's just create a couple of posts. Another cool shop, another cool shop at Greyd. Contact is also me, and location is Munich. And let's do one last one. That's it. So now we've created a post type, and we also have 3 different posts ready. So what I now want to do is I want to have a career page like on our website where we have a post overview displaying the available jobs. So I'm now going to create a page. Career. Oops. And I want to show the open positions. And this is where the post overview comes in. With the post overview, as already described, I can show you in the front end a couple of posts. So I'm going to have to select a template I want to use to display at. Which I've already prepared. So let's just take a quick look add the template. As you can see here, I've made all elements, like for example this headline here, dynamic, same link and everything. So I can now fill it with content of my posts. So the first thing I have to do is in the post overview to select which post type I'd like to display. So the post overview in general is a variation of the native WordPress query loop, as you can see here. So I can now select now the shop ad post type. This variation works basically the same as the native query loop, but it offers a lot more options. For example, I can not only define in which order I'd like to display my post and work with certain filters, like also only display posts of a certain category or by a certain author, but there are lots of additional options. For example, much more detailed and sophisticated filter and sorting options, responsive options. In the template, there are lots of design options, for example, to display the post overview as a slider with animations, with front-end filter and sorting options. Lots of stuff here. So we won't deal with that today. There are dedicated tutorials for that in our help center. What I want to show you now is how you get the content of your posts from the custom post type into that post overview. And that's where dynamic tags come into place. So I now mark everything that I want to fill with content, and I will find the dynamic tag icon here and can say here, okay, I want to display the post titles or the job ad title, and I do it like that. Same for the location. I can either work with the icon here, or alternatively I can just enter hashtag and can then also select my dynamic elements. Same works for images and links. For links, for example, I just set a dynamic link here in the trigger picker and link it to the post. And that's basically it. So let's just update the page and have a look at the front end. So now we have this post overview displaying all my job ads, and when I now click here, I can see the dedicated post. But as you can see, that doesn't really look good. Why? Well, we haven't dealt with the single template yet. So that's exactly what we're now going to do. We are moving to the site editor. By default, there is already a single template for posts, but we want our own single template for our custom post type job ads. So that's what we're now going to do. We create a single template for job ads. So we can skip that. I'm not just going to place some content here. For example, we want a header, we want a heading, I don't know, we want a location. As before, you can again work with dynamic text to display here, for example, the post title and the location. But in a single template, you can also use dedicated post blocks, like for example, post content. So the result is the same, it's just a different way of how to do it. Let's put that into a group. Okay, that won't be really beautiful, but it's going to do the job. So let's just have a look again at our job ad. And if we now have a look at it, it looks much better. So it has our dedicated content from this particular job ad, and in terms of design, I can do whatever I want here on that single template, and all my posts will have the same layout. And that's basically all you need to know when working with post types and posts in Greyd.Suite. We had a look at how to create a custom post type and create posts of that post type. We had a look at how to create a post overview to display several posts on a page. and we just had a look at how to design an individual single template for that post type. For most use cases, you won't need more, but I'm going to show you two more things, which are archives and search templates. So for this example here, it might be cool to have another section here that displays additional jobs, for example, from the same category. So what we could add here now, let's start with a heading, other cool jobs for you, one spacer, and now we put an archive here. And now I could say, for example, in that, with that archive, show me all posts of a job ad, sort them by month. I could also have a category archive if I want to do that. There are again lots of formatting and design and filter and sorting options. We won't have time to look at all of that. I'm just going to show you how it works. Okay, so let's just have a look again here. Well, not beautiful, but it doesn't matter now. What we can see is we just created an archive that shows us all related posts, for example, by the month July. And this again, we just had a look at a single template. This is exactly the same, but for archives. So there's a dedicated archive template in the site editor. We can just have a look at it. Where is it? Here it is. So that's the archive template. Again, I'm completely flexible in what I put in here. The only difference is that in the post overview here, we have one option, which is this one here, inherit query from template. This makes sure that that only the posts related to the archive are displayed here. For example, I selected all job ads from July, and that's exactly what it is doing. And according to exactly the same principle works the search. We have a dedicated search block in Greyd.Suite. Let's just add one here. Greyd search. So I can enter for example, a job search with filtering, sorting options. Again, lots of possibilities. There's a dedicated tutorial video in the Help Center. I just want to show you that it works exactly the same with posts. So you have the search block, and you again have a search template with a post overview, again with this option here. That will make sure that only the posts related to the search term will be displayed. And that's it. So let's summarize again, maybe here on our website where there's a little bit more content. And yeah, let's just have a look at the blog. We had a look at post types. You can work with the default post types by WordPress, pages, posts, etc. But we can also create your custom post types in Greyd.Suite, also with custom categories, taxonomies, and everything like that. With posts overviews, you create overviews that display several posts, like here. When you click on an article in a post overview, you will land on the single template, and there are also possibilities to add, for example, an archive, like you can see here. Let's show, for example, all marketing articles, for example, and you can also work with searches. For more videos and information, please visit our Help Center.